Learn to cultivate mindfulness-based resilience. Okay, all this is part of the technique. What is mindfulness-based resilience? It is about your mental toughness and also your mental agility, flexibility of the mind, so that the ability to recover quickly and adapt easily to traumatic experiences, adversities, and uncertainties. That's really what mindfulness-based resilience is all about. There are two very important things. One is recover. The other is adapt. See, resilience is not about withstanding or enduring. No. Recover and adapt. Adjust yourself. So, let's take a look at this emotional thing that's going on in us. We call this the vicious cycle of emotions. Things are happening around us and we begin to perceive what's going on. We experience them. We start to think of what this is all about. And if they represent stressors, something that trigger our negative emotions, something that is against our wishes, adversities, or something that is uncertainties, right, unpredictability, then it triggers this stress reaction in us. The body changes, physical stress. The mind is disturbed, emotional distress. So this is really how stress and distress arise, because we start to perceive something to be negative emotion, something that arouses negative emotion, something that is adversity, presenting as threats and conflicts, and something that is uncertainty. That's how stress arises, because of these three categories of stressors. And very often we react without thinking. This reacting unmindfully, causing fight or flight reaction. Right? And this triggers a chain, emotional chain reaction, like what the Buddha was talking about. We become spellbound and it hurts us. All kinds of anger, hatred, fear, worry, anxiety, greed, jealousy, pride, blame, shame, regret, all arising, all kinds of that arising, feeding emotions with mental proliferation, the mind going crazy. And when that happens, that's why it hurts us, because we react. If we learn to relax, then we won't be hurt by this. But we don't do that. We react. Most of the time we react. And that's why this happens. And when this happens, what does it do? It hurts us in so many ways. It causes depression. It causes post-traumatic stress disorder. It causes psychological disorder and all kinds of illnesses, health issues arising. Right? So there are two things we need to do. When all this is happening, we need to be careful not to react. Right? And need to calm our mind and need to relax the body. So these are the two things we need to do. Mindfulness-based resilience, we have a lot of exercises to do. It is made of 4 stages of exercises. It so happened, these 4 different stages of exercises begin with the letter R. But I think you already know what is the first R. What is the first R? Relax, okay? Because when you are stressed and you relax, what happens? You prevent the stress from getting out of control. Otherwise, the stress can get out of control and becomes very chronic, right? So it can get worse. By relaxing first, and then that will prevent the stress from getting out of control. But even when you try to relax, you're stressed, you try to relax, some parts of your body can still be a little tense, isn't it? You try to relax and then you feel the neck, shoulder is a little bit tight. So you need to do the next one, relieve. Focus on that part of the body and release the stress tensions from that part of the body. So there are 4 R. The first one is prevent the stress from getting out of control. The second one is now relax the rest of your body, so that now your body is taken care of. Next, recover. Using breathing exercises, you can now calm the mind, calm your emotional arousal. And when you are able to do that, then you are adequately calm, peaceful, right? And then you can build resilience. Mindfulness exercises help you build mental toughness, and mental agility. That's what resilience is. It's two qualities, mental toughness, mental agility, ending up with two results, recover and adapt. Okay? So these are the four stages of exercises you're going to learn to do. Now, there's also another thing you're going to learn to do. Right? When you are experiencing all kinds of stress, anxiety, depression, emotional trauma, I call this 3-step self-compassion. Self-compassion means you are compassionate to yourself. You want to help yourself, okay? So the first is when things happen around you, stressors, pause. Do not react. Because when you do that, you allow time for emotional excitement and anxiety to calm down. Because you're all excited now, huh? So by pausing and not reacting, you allow those emotions to calm down. And then your stress hormones, your body is now flooded with stress hormones. Allow your stress hormones to subside. That's why do not react. Because as soon as you react, your stress hormone will get worse. You get more and more stress hormone flooding through your body. So pause. Do not react. And then relax. Take a deep breath. Relax the body. And when you're able to relax the body, consciously compose the mind, calm the mind. Once your body and mind are calm, then think. Think purposefully, focus on helpful, beneficial response to the problem. What can you do about it? How can you address the problem, right, so that you now are in a better position? Help yourself, okay? So pause, relax, and think. And the most important is to learn to relax, okay? So now let's take a look at an explanation of relaxation. What can we do about relaxing? And Dr. Herbert Benson, he's from Harvard University, so he's going to explain a little bit about the 2-step relaxation response. Psychology student would know.
Using modern technology, Benson is trying to understand how meditation appears to reverse the body's natural stress response.
What we are finding is that for centuries upon centuries, people had discovered that there's something they could do to counteract the harmful effects of stress.
Benson named it the relaxation response. It's the body's innate ability to lower blood pressure, reduce heart rate, and slow breathing.
We are fortunate that we have within us a response opposite to the fight or flight response. That is the relaxation response. And there are scores of techniques.
But in all of them, 2 steps are needed. The first is a repetition, a word, a sound, a movement. The second is freeing your mind of thought by concentrating on that repetition. And everyone can do it. The relaxation response can be triggered by all kinds of activity, from the repetition of a prayer to the primal beat of dancing. Even the rhythm of exercise can reverse the harmful effects of stress.
Even the rhythm of exercise can reverse the harmful effects of stress. So when you're feeling really very stressed, one of the good things you can do, apart from trying to pause and relax, is that then engage in some form of exercises. Play basketball, table tennis, volleyball or whatever. Or if you are alone, then you can do a little bit of walking or jogging, because that helps your body to work itself into a more peaceful state. Right? So all kinds of things you can do. Now what did he say? He says it's a 2-step relaxation response. First is to engage in some kind of relaxation activity that is repetitive, flowing, rhythmic. Right? And it can be word or phrase or a prayer. For example, some people find certain Bible verses or Bible prayers may be helpful. Like one of the most common one is maybe the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Some people find reciting that can be very calming. If you find that, do that by all means. When you're getting more stressed, open the Bible and recite the verse that helps you feel good. Right? There may be some other motivating verses. Or a book with certain motivating instructions or motivating explanations that can help you. So it can be word, phrase, prayer, chanting. It can be a mantra. Mantra means it's a certain word or series of words. And then body movement like yoga exercises, breathing exercises. Now, there is one particular form of mantra that was discovered in India nearly 5,000 years ago. This is not religious, but it's a word that was used and that has been used in modern day. The word is Om, O-M-M. Now I want you to say that word with a long M. Om. One more time. Om. This time, observe what it does to your face as you make that resonant. Om. Okay, now let's do this purposefully. I want you to focus on how the face feels when you say that and make the M long. And do it with your eyes closed. Okay, everybody, we close our eyes. Take a deep breath and say 3 times. Om. Second time. Om. Third time. Om. Now open your eyes. Observe how your face feels. How does your face feel now? Relax. That resonance. That resonance is very powerful. It puts you into very, very deep relaxation. Now you feel very relaxed when you're getting stressed and you do that. Okay? So this is another technique you just learned. Okay? Every day, every few slides, you're going to learn a new technique. So learn this, practice this. Right? And this you can do while you're riding the jeepney, while you're riding the MRT, or LRT. You can do anywhere, anytime. You sit there, you're feeling all stressed. You don't worry about what other people are saying. Just say to yourself, Mom, and let that M resonate. And that resonance really puts you into deep relaxation. In fact, if you sit back, relax, and say that continuously, you will doze off. Guaranteed. Before you know it, yeah. So at night, if you can't sleep, do that. When you lay down there and if your mind is thinking about unpleasant thoughts, say that, do that. Do the Om, and your mind will not, focus on the resonance in your face. And your mind will not be thinking about those thoughts at all. One of the things that all of you should know, psychology students know this already, but one of the important things all of you should know, the mind can only do one thing at a time. If the mind is focusing on Om, the mind is not thinking about negative thoughts. The mind cannot do different things at the same time. We think we are multitasking. We're not really multitasking. Let's say we have 3 or 4 tasks. Let's say 3 tasks. A, B, and C. Let's say a housewife cooking. A. B, the housewife is listening to some music. And C, there's a baby there. The wife also have to take care of watching the baby. What do you think she's doing? Is she doing A, B, C at the same time? No. She's, most of the time cooking is A, B, B, C, A, B, B, C, jumping between A, B, C. So when we think we're multitasking, we're actually jumping around. The mind can only focus on one thing at a time. So when your mind is focused on your mind is not thinking about negative thoughts. It helps you free the mind from disturbing thoughts when you're focused on doing one thing at a time. You can also be doing breathing exercises. It frees your mind from disturbing thoughts, so that the mind is not thinking about those things. And this is what we call the parasympathetic nervous response. The body will respond in a very peaceful way. Okay? So this is what we can do. But unfortunately, we're not always in control of what the mind does. This is a very funny statement. The mind has a mind of its own. Think about it. The mind has a mind of its own. Sometimes bad thoughts just pop up out of the blue. You lay down there, you want to sleep, you say Om a few times, and then you thought you're now peaceful, you want to sleep, and then suddenly you think about problems that happened last time. Some problem, right? Suddenly you worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. You're supposed to attend an interview tomorrow, what's going to happen next? So your mind starts to run around disturbing. So we are not always in control. Disturbing thoughts will pop up at the wrong time. But if you learn all the techniques that I'm teaching you, it will be less frequency of disturbing thoughts arising. But unfortunately, we can't always control it. Disturbing thoughts will pop up. And here is a very good response. When any disturbing thought pops up, use a passive response, not active response. Active response will be, you say to yourself, go away, go away. You want to force the thought to go away. You can never force a thought out of your mind. Never. You can say go away for all you care. Your thought will never go away. The more you say go away, the thought will fight back. You are even making your thought get worse. So don't use things like go away, stop, stop. No. Use this. Well, never mind. This is the best way to release thoughts. And do it with a hand movement. Right? Everyone raise one hand and go, well, never mind. Okay? And do it a few times. Well, never mind. Well, never mind. Okay? You know why? Because there is what we call a psychosomatic connection. The mind and the body are interconnected. You have a question?
Are you going to say it out loud or just in your mind?
In your mind. You can say out loud if you want to. Yeah, you can say out loud. It's more effective to say it. But sometimes, like you're sitting in a jeep, you can't say out loud. The driver is saying, pay your fare, and then you say, well, never mind. But it's saying out loud is more helpful. But you're not always in a situation that allows you to do that. Riding in a jeep, you can't say that. But laying down on the bed, you can do that. Okay. Now, why there is a connection between your hand and your mind? See, this waving of the hand, the way you wave it is like releasing a butterfly. When whatever your body does, there are parts of your brain called the mirror neurons. They will try to copy the action, but the mind doesn't have an action. The mind has its own responses. So when you wave your hand like that, what the mind is doing is releasing the thoughts. So this releasing a butterfly, the motion of releasing a butterfly is like the mind releasing the negative thoughts. So, well, never mind. It's very helpful. It really helps. But we are not like that. We often react without thinking. Take, for example, there's a glass sitting on the table. Somebody walk by, knock, and then the glass fall on the floor. I go, Priyan! What do most people do? They will go, Diba? Most people will do that, No. The next time a glass falls onto the floor, what do? Well, never mind. And then clean up. But you also have to be careful when you say that. If a senior walking, trip and fall down, don't say to her, well, never mind. No! Help her out. Sit down. Take a few deep breaths. When she feels better, then you say, well, never mind. Okay? But that is very helpful. That is a very powerful technique to release. See, now you're learning another technique. See, I'm continuously teaching you techniques. So that is a very powerful releasing technique, okay? Never pay attention to the bad thought. Don't keep thinking about it. Why this thought is here? And don't try to fight it. Don't say, go away. No. Don't dwell upon it. Don't try to remember it. Don't try to question it. Don't even try to analyze it. These are worse. The more you think about the negative thoughts, the more the negative thoughts remain to disturb you. The best way to release a negative thought is to let it go. Well, never mind. When you think about it, when you try to get rid of it by forcing it, it doesn't work. It makes it worse. Okay? So, what do? Ah, well, never mind. Okay? Alright, very good, very good. Yay! Very good, very good. Yay! Okay, we have learned about relaxation.